Hi everybody, it's been a long time since I created a video, almost 9 months. And the reason I was away from video, I had a touch of cancer in my neck, and I'm fully cured now hopefully, but you can hear my voice is a little bit different. So we'll enjoy getting back to AI and genealogy. I will be making a video about my cancer journey and the way AI helped me, and watch out for that one. But in this video, I wanted to do 5 of the main uses of AI, or specifically ChatGPT, that we can use in genealogy. And there'll be a second video of another 5 or 6. But the first one I want to look at is scams. And scams are becoming more prevalent. And we as genealogists are more open to scams now because we leave a lot of our information out there. So let's have a quick look and see what's going on with scam and misinformation. So I'm going to do this from a PowerPoint to make it a little bit easier. Here's an email that I got not too long ago. And I get emails like this, and it's a long email. I'm not going to go through it all, but it's got my a name, Chris Beaumont. It's to me, and it goes on about genealogy and research. So specifically targeted at me. So they can have found this information easily on Family Search or a bunch of other genealogy sites. So what do we do to prevent us being taken in by these scams? So first of all, we're going to use ChatGPT to look at this email and tell us whether it's a scam email. And you can use this for genealogy, use it for anything. So here's my prompt. Please review the email below, and I've attached the email. We'll see that in a second. What red flags or warning signs do you see? What parts are designated as sound legitimate? Why is this a scam? And what will be the safe next step? So let's pop over to ChatGPT and let's look at that conversation. Here, I've got it up here already. And here's the prompt at the top. And I've cut and pasted the email. Now, don't download the email, don't attach it, just cut and paste it. If you download it, you could be getting bugs into your system. And obviously now it goes through and tells me all the red flags, some of the places where this attorney is supposed to work doesn't exist. It's misusing brand names. The language is poor, but we see a lot of scams are getting better at this. They're using AI too, and it's fishing for conversation. So it basically tells me that even though this is a very well written email, it's a scam, and it was a scam. I've seen it before, and so it'll go through all the details. So I would really encourage you, especially if you've got parents or anything like that, if they've got an email or anything, even if it's a letter, take a picture and upload the picture. That won't harm it. And use this scam searching ability within GenAI to come with there. So it's real, and there's a checklist I've asked it to create for me for genealogists, and we can do this. So very simple use of GenAI for genealogists, and this will become more important as more and more information gets out about us. Okay, so that's number one. Let's go back to do the overview here. Pattern recognition, emotional manipulation, and all those kind of things we saw on there. I won't go through the whole thing, but use ChatGPT anytime you get an email in Ancestry or anywhere, any contact these days. Have a quick look, run it through, make sure there's no warning signs there. The second one is finding new sources. It's brilliant at doing this, and a very simple thing. So we often get locked into known sources. We often get locked into Ancestry or Find My Past or Family Search. So we can reuse GenAI. It's not doing research for us. It's telling us where to look. And this one is the prompt here. I'm looking for my ancestor, Melage Obadiah Smith, who was born in Edgefield, South Carolina, about 1837, died in Springfield. And again, sorry about my voice. I'm still getting better from my cancer. And I asked ChatGPT to act as a genealogist and local historian. And let's pop over again to looking at this one, finding new sources. We'll go in there. And what ChatGPT does then is it's not helping research, it's really giving me some ideas of where I can be looking. So this is not breaking brick walls, which we'll look at shortly. This is giving you more sources. Again, a very simple, low cost. You don't need to pay for ChatGPT or anything for it to do this for you. And it can be US sources, European sources, but it'll go through sources, and specifically we can ask, once it's gone through these, to ask ChatGPT where the records kept. So here is a subsequent conversation where the North Carolina birth records kept, and it gives me where they are kept, statewide registration, and some information. So a really, really good tool for genealogists here. Again, it's not doing the research for you, but it's pointing into places you can do your own research. And let's look at this as we move into brick walls. Now, brick walls are very specific, right? The first step that we should do on a brick wall is state the question clearly. What is the brick wall? Is it a parental? Is it a location? Is it something like that? But boil it down to a single question, and then you can gather all the things that you know to be true about that question, and then you can ask ChatGPT. We'll put this in. We'll see this in a second. Remember this. This is probably one of the most powerful phrases in GenAI. You can ask me questions, ask me one question at a time. Use this on most of your prompts. And we'll go across again to ChatGPT. Look at this really quickly. Brick wall planning. And we'll go back up here. You can see I've attached the PDF here. So acting as a genealogist, help me resolve a brick wall. Here's my question. Who is the father of James Beaumont? Here's what I currently believe. That was a whole host of information. And then it goes through some assumptions that I've made. What evidence would be best to help the research questions. Proposed focus research plan. And clarifying questions. So remember, I asked it to ask me questions. And now it can ask me questions, and it will focus down and get more precise in what it's trying to tell me. So there we go. And the next question, and it goes through. So this is a true conversation. Think of it as a true conversation with a different researcher, and it'll come down to different solutions. And again, I've stopped answering questions here, but this will be a true conversation for a brick wall. So that your job there is to get this down to one clear question and then answer it this way. Now, once you've done some work, whether it's your own work or paid work, we can use GenAI to review and check the work we've done. So this was a small research I did for a customer, if you like. And basically now I can ask GenAI, ChatGPT in this case, to review what I've said to see whether it actually comes together correctly. So it's not doing the work for me. I've already done this work. It's checking my work. And so I produced this report for a client, and I'm asking it to act as an experienced genealogist, peer reviewing my work, and please check for weak reasoning, ambiguities, errors, suggesting improvements. So again, let's pop over ChatGPT, see what I'm looking like. And here we go. Here's the report I put in. Here's that prompt we look at, and it gives me an overall assessment. Now remember, ChatGPT is going to praise you almost whatever, so it's never going to come back and say this is terrible. But you know, it will give you a lot of compliments. But then again, we'll look at what the issues are, and the question wasn't that good for this one, to be honest with you. And then how I've identified people, the use of word probably, the handling of different records, some ambiguities I've got in there, and some positive statements I've made. So all the ways, again, it's not doing the report for me, it's actually telling me how I can improve this, and its conclusion and what I need to do, further research, and the final verdict, right? So it takes 2 minutes. We all do a lot of work. Even if we're using GenAI to do the work, use GenAI to check it out, right? So if we use GenAI to help us with a report or anything like that, or Ancestry, use another GenAI tool or the same tool and get it to check your work. And then finally, in this little video, this 10-minute video or so, let's look at our research plan. And again, this is a very good, and by the way, the images from ChatGPT, make sure you label images. We'll talk about this in another video. I've already done a video about fakes, but they're getting very, very realistic. So anyway, I'm doing a research plan, won't go into detail, but acting as a genealogist who specializes in Italian immigration, I'm trying to do this in an Italian plan. Help me create a step-by-step research plan and found records of immigration naturalization, and with a short research log plate. So here's the research plan. Now, I put all these user guides into a project in ChatGPT. That's how I'm keeping them all together. And we'll go to the top. I've kept these conversations pretty short, and then so here's the research plan, locking down what we already know, build a name variance map, census ladder, Albany city directories, we mentioned that, naturalization research, free, first and deeper, and then it goes into a lot more detail. Again, a lot of detail here for us to go through, and then it prints out a template that we can use and how to work the template, right? So this is, again, a very small excerpt of a research plan, and this could be a research plan for a brick wall. All right, so again, we'll look through those 5 things. We'll look through the scams, we'll look through news sources, we'll look through brick wall planning, check work and research plans. So these are all things you can do with the free versions, and I'm going to make another video. We'll get a little bit more complicated, I think, on that one, but this is free. We don't have to pay for them. I'm using ChatGPT. I use it because I'm used to it. These GenAIs all have a little bit of a different personality. But anyway, thanks for watching. I'm glad to be back making videos. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already subscribed, and do a like to this video. It always helps me get back into the algorithms, and look out for the next video. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.